Welcome, you bunch of chomi. In this video, we'll be taking a look at episodes 27 to 29. Episode 27, there are some things that swords cannot cut. Antonio Inoki. In the first episode, we caught a glimpse of Antonio Inoki, who appears to be Kagura's favorite wrestler. Meanwhile, the singer-turned-fighter Atsu-chan, now going by the name Dynamite Atsu because, you know, nothing screams badass like adding the word dynamite to your name, is set to take on her opponent, the demoness Haruna. But when Kagura saw an opportunity, she couldn't resist jumping into the ring and introducing herself as Antonio Kagura. Antonio Inoki is a Japanese professional wrestler, mixed martial artist, and a former member of the Japanese parliament. He's won numerous championships throughout his career, including the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and has competed against some of the biggest names in the wrestling world, including Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Inoki is also known for his unorthodox fighting style and signature moves, like the octopus hold and the Inzuajiri kick. And did I mention that he once fought a boxer, Muhammad Ali, in a mixed rules match? He is also an accomplished businessman and philanthropist, and has used his platform to promote peace and cultural exchange. In summary, Antonio Inoki is a legendary wrestler and martial artist, a former politician, and an all-around badass. Momotaro. So, Gintoki, Kagura, and Shinpachi were busy spying on Kidamaru, the unbeatable fighter of Rengakuken. And you know what they discovered? This dude was actually a total sweetheart, who spent his free time taking care of orphan children. Talk about a plot twist. The trio ended up sharing a cup of tea with Kidamaru, and then Gintoki asked if he could trust them, because they could be Momotaro, the boy who got rid of demons. Now, let me explain why Gintoki had to bring this up. You see, Kidamaru's name literally means demon boy or demon child in Japanese, and he's also wearing a demon mask. Anyway, back to Momotaro. Once upon a time, there was a magical peach that was so huge, it made Bigfoot's feet look like Barbies. An old woman who was childless found the peach floating down the river while she was scrubbing her clothes clean. When she tried to crack it open to make some peach cobbler, out popped Momotaro.
Here's Johnny!
The little dude was all like, "Hey guys, I'm a gift from the gods. Can I crash here?" And the old couple was like, "Sure, why not?" So they named him Momotaro, which is Japanese for Peach eldest son. When he was just 5 years old, he was already slicing trees like a lumberjack on steroids. As he grew up, Momotaro decided to go all John Wick on a gang of Oni demons who were causing chaos and destruction in his homeland. So he recruited a talking dog, Monkey, and Pheasant to help him out. But these animals were no amateurs. They knew their worth and demanded a cut of the loot. Momotaro was like, "Fine, but just don't eat all my snacks." Together, they sailed to Onigashima, or Demon Island, to kick some Oni butt. And boy, did they ever. They raided the demon's lair, nabbed all their bling, and even took their leader hostage.
Friend, who is amazing!
Hi guys, I'm Brittany.
Momotaro and his posse returned home victorious, and with enough treasure to make Scrooge McDuck jealous. Hostel in Yamasen. As Kagura and Shinpachi was staking out Kidamaru's place, she suddenly had an epiphany and decided to rename her partner in crime fighting Shinpachi as Detective Pasta. And to add a touch of formality, she requested him to address her as Kagura Yamamoto or Yama-san for short.
それから俺のことは山さんと呼べ。
山さん
山本神楽って言うんだよ、本当は。
だから勝手に設定作んな
Now, you might be scratching your head and wondering who this detective pasta or Yama-san is, and where Kagura got the idea. So, I dug deep into the depths of the internet for hours, but to no avail. The only pasta I found was from Dragon Ball Z, but she's definitely not a detective. And while there are plenty of Yamamoto-named characters out there, only one of them is a detective. Detective Yamamoto from Detective Conan. Unfortunately, he's such a minor character that he only appears 3 times throughout the entire franchise. So, it looks like this mystery will remain unsolved, folks. Full Metal Alchemist. When Gintoki heard the news that Kidomaru had passed away, he muttered, "I really hate rainy days."
嫌な雨だ。何もこんな日にそんな湿っぽい話持ち込んでこなくてもいいじゃねえか。
Some speculate that this was a nod to Roy Mustang, a character from Full Metal Alchemist. In a poignant scene from the series, after a funeral of a close friend, Lieutenant Hawkeye asks Mustang if he's okay.
大丈夫ですか？
Mustang dons his cap and states it's beginning to rain,
いかん。雨が降ってきたな。
leaving Hawkeye confused. When she points out that it's not raining, she sees the tears streaming down his face and understands the true significance of his words. In a heart-wrenching moment, Mustang confirms, no, it's raining.
いや、雨だよ。
Episode 28. Good things never occur in succession, but bad things do. Temori. Matsudaira is feeling extremely paranoid and fears for his and Kondo's safety. He suspects that Hasegawa-san is an assassin.
てめえ殺し屋だろ。
Later, Matsudaira explains that he believes anyone who wears sunglasses is a potential assassin.
バカ野郎、やさグラサンかけてたろ。殺し屋だ。
He even mentions a person named Tama-san from Go and Sing, which is a reference to Temori or Tamo-san, the host of Music Station.
なよ。歌っていいとものタモさんいるじゃん。あの人も殺し屋だ。
Hezayoshi Morita, or as he's better known, Temori, is a television celebrity in Japan.
こんにちは。全国高校野球大会でございます。
He's easily recognizable with his trademark dark sunglasses, which he wears even when it's raining cats and dogs. Temori is a big shot, one of the top 3 television comedians in Japan. Rubbing shoulders with Takeshi Kitano and Sanma Akashiya. He's been hosting the show Music Station since 1987, which is basically forever in TV years. And it's still going strong. The only thing more reliable than Temori is probably a Toyota Corolla. It's been around for just as long. Kurosawa, Madame Junko, and Hamasho were also mentioned.
あと世界の黒沢とマダム・ジュンコと浜翔とショットガンの部長刑事もだ。言うなよ。
But not much information is given about them. But being the Sherlock Holmes of my field, I can make some educated guesses. Kurosawa could only be one person, Akira Kurosawa, the man, the myth, the legend, the filmmaker who put Japanese cinema on the map. Madame Junko is most likely Junko Tabe, the mountaineer, who made history by being the first woman to reach the peak of Mount Everest and conquer the 7 summits. And last but not least, Hamasho is probably Shogo Hemada, the rock star who's never been seen without his trademark sunglasses, even when he's in bed. These are all just guesses, but if I'm right, then I should probably be working for the CIA. Yatterman. Looks like Matsudaira was channeling his inner Vin Diesel to escape Katsura's attack.
やっぱ来たか、殺し屋。
But unfortunately ended up crashing the car. Now they're stuck in the middle of nowhere without any wheels. But then, 3 figures riding a triple-seater tandem bicycle appears. These figures were none other than the members of the Duranbo Gang, the main villains in the anime Yatterman. The Duranbo Gang, the shining example of bumbling, yet lovable villains in the world of anime. Led by the seductive and fiendish Duranjo, and her 2 subordinates Boyaki and Tanzura. This trio is as cunning as they are goofy looking. They're always on the hunt for the Skull Stones, the key to ultimate power, but they're about as successful at stealing them as a kangaroo is at flying. Still, they keep trying, and you gotta admire their tenacity. Plus, who doesn't love seeing them show up on their trusty 3-seater tandem bike, looking like a wacky circus act on wheels. Hajime no Ippo. Hondo, excited to see Otae, decided to stop and say hello, but Otae mistakes him for a gorilla. When Kondo tried to explain who he is, Otae felt threatened and unleashed the Dempsey roller. Although this technique was invented by Jack Dempsey, an American professional boxer, this was definitely a nod to Hajime no Ippo, the boxing-themed manga and anime. The plot centers around Makinauchi Ippo, a high school student who embarks on a boxing career, gradually accumulating multiple championship titles and triumphing over numerous adversaries. Ippo was blissfully ignorant of the fact that it was already an existing technique and thought he came up with it all on his own, while watching Mike Tyson bob his head like a chicken and punch like a sledgehammer. One Piece. As Sarutobi frantically attempted to dispose of the bomb hurled by Katsura, who was still seeking revenge for Elizabeth, her attention was diverted by the sight of Gintoki riding his scooter. In the chaos, the bomb slipped out of Sarutobi's grasp, just as Gintoki flicked off a booger. Gintoki, flustered, thought his booger was responsible for the explosion. A nod, perhaps, to the explosive antics of Mr. 5 from One Piece. Gem of the Border, aka Mr. 5, got skills that would make even Michael Bay jealous. He can make things go boom with just a flick of his wrist, or any other body part really. And don't even think about trying to blow him up. He's practically immune to all forms of explosions and explosion-based attacks. Plus, he's got a secret weapon up his sleeve, or up his nose rather, explosive boogers. Episode 29, Part 1. No panic, there's a return policy. Johnny Maxwell. Intoki and Shinpachi caught Kagura ordering items on a TV shopping channel. They then demanded that she return the items immediately. Kagura, trying to stop Gintoki, yells out the names, Johnny and Maxwell. I know Kagura just speaks out random things out of the blue, but if you search for Johnny Maxwell, you'll find out he is actually a protagonist in a book series by Terry Pratchett. Maybe Sorachi is a fan of the books, or it could also be a coincidence. Episode 29, Part 2. I told you to pay attention to the news. Pulp Fiction. Kagura had a real buggy situation on her hands when she found cockroaches in her bed. Desperate for Gintoki's help, she blurted out all sorts of random phrases.
Help me な。
including a nod to the cult classic Pulp Fiction.
Help me な。
Pulp Fiction is a 1994 crime film directed by Quentin Tarantino. The movie is known for its non-linear narrative, jumping back and forth between different events and characters. The film features an ensemble cast, including John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, and Bruce Willis, among others. It's a film that will make you laugh, cry, and possibly scratch your head in confusion. Just when you think you've got the plot figured out, it takes another sharp turn like a Mario Kart race.
Come on! He's bald! Does he look like a bitch? What?
Well, that's it for now. See you guys on the next video. Please share this video to other otakus like yourselves.